You're listening to the Heavy Duty Parts Report. I'm your host, Jamie Irvin, and this is the podcast where you will get expert advice about the heavy duty parts you buy and keep you informed about what's happening in the industry. This episode is sponsored by Full Bay. If you own or operate a heavy-duty repair shop, you should check out this game-changing cloud-based solution, and you really can have it all. Efficient techs, faster invoicing, better inventory tracking, and more time with your family. To learn more, go to fullbay.com/HDPR. That's fullbay.com/HDPR today. In this episode, I'm going to introduce you to two advanced tools for parts identification, which right now are absolutely free with no additional hidden costs. So you just can't get better than that. I'd like to introduce you to Truck Parts Cross and Truck Parts Lookup. What is Truck Parts Cross? Truck Parts Cross can be found at truckpartscross.com, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a place to cross heavy-duty truck and trailer parts from OEM part numbers to aftermarket part numbers. And there are millions of direct crosses on truckpartscross.com. And when you find those direct crosses in this platform, you'll see that they're coded with the letter D, which indicates they're a direct OEM to aftermarket cross. But you'll also find millions of other crosses on the platform, and those are coded with an I. Now, what does the I stand for? Well, it stands for indirect cross. An indirect cross is a situation where you have a single OEM part number which crosses to multiple aftermarket part numbers, and that makes sense because there's more than one aftermarket company making aftermarket versions of that original part. Now, most of those aftermarket part numbers don't cross to each other, despite being identical parts. And that was a bit of a surprise to the team when they were building truckpartscross.com. So Truck Parts Cross has been built with an advanced set of algorithms that have identified over 32 million indirect crosses. And this has added a unique function that allows the app to help you identify situations where you're stocking the same part under different part numbers, and perhaps you were totally unaware of that duplicate inventory that you had on the shelf. Freeing up duplicate inventory reduces how much inventory you have on the shelf and takes some of that cash flow that you've spent and puts it back into the business. But Truck Parts Cross is more than just a cross-reference tool to be used on your desktop. It's also an app that can be used on your iPhone or Android mobile devices. And this is an important feature because historically, technicians in the field and salespeople on the road had to call their parts department and get them to cross part numbers for them. With the mobile feature, that's no longer the case, which saves time, and as another saying goes, time is money. On Truck Parts Cross, you will also find some unique information, and there are some added features that make everyone's work a little bit easier. Now, Truck Parts Cross has images of the parts, accurate descriptions, VMRS codes, and the many prefixes and suffixes that are redundant have been stripped away, resulting in a really clean database. Now also, you'll find links to manufacturers' websites for more technical information, and you can add part numbers to your favorites list with one click of a little heart in the top corner for quick reference in the future. Now, if that wasn't enough, you can also comment and interact with the Truck Parts Cross team directly within the app to advise them of additional information that you feel is needed when cross-referencing heavy-duty parts. Truck Parts Cross has made huge strides to become your first and only stop for parts cross-referencing. Now, why is Truck Parts Cross free? To answer that, you've got to get to know who is behind this resource. Tyler Robertson is the CEO of Diesel Laptops, and he is the one funding this project. Now, you can listen to Tyler's entire episode, an interview on episode 13. To answer that, you must get to know who is behind this resource. To answer that, you must get to know who is behind this resource. Tyler Robertson is the CEO of Diesel Laptops, and he is the one funding the project. You can listen to Tyler's interview on episode 13 of the Heavy Duty Parts Report podcast. Now, this is what Tyler and his team developing Truck Parts Cross had to say. As a team, this is a quote directly from them. As a team, we are committed to providing the world's best database of commercial truck parts cross-referencing with both direct and indirect crosses. We work feverishly to ensure that users can find all the information needed quickly and easily so that valuable resources and time aren't wasted looking for the right parts. End quote. Tyler worked at heavy-duty truck dealerships for many years before founding Diesel Laptops, where he has been wildly successful as an entrepreneur. He remembers the pain of trying to service a wide range of customers with an even wider range of equipment. In the 5 years since he launched Diesel Laptops, the problems contributing to this pain point have only gotten worse. Tyler is providing resources for diesel technicians who purchase his diagnostic solutions, and he's very committed to that. And now he's just as committed to helping anyone who buys parts with the free tools that I'm promoting today. Now, how does all this impact the industry? Well, to start with, the heavy-duty truck dealerships with an all-makes parts program and aftermarket parts distributors typically pay an annual subscription fee to use a cross-reference tool called Fleet Cross. Since Truck Parts Cross is free, significant savings can be found using this platform over a paid platform. This tool is available to the public, so independent repair shops and fleet maintenance facilities can use the tool to identify parts when calling in an order, which reduces the wait time and the workload of overworked parts technicians, which I think is a great thing. And as a former sales account manager at an aftermarket parts distributor, I will repeat this benefit because it has double impact on efficiency. The app is mobile, which means that salespeople don't need to call into their parts department anymore to cross part numbers. This makes the salespeople more efficient and further reduces the workload of parts technicians.
Cross-referencing truck parts is a real challenge. You can slog through dozens of manufacturer websites which never work well, or pricey subscription services that aren't up to date, or only show parts they want to sell you. What if you could see every cross every time in a database updated every day? Welcome to Truck Parts Cross. Truck Parts Cross is free. Use it to search our database of over 100 million parts crosses. All you need is a part number to get started. Use it on the web or download our free apps for iOS or Android. Need more information? No problem. We've also added VMRS codes, product images, and direct links to the manufacturer sites. Tag your favorite parts for easy retrieval and leave comments on parts for other users. Truck Parts Cross is your platform to save time and money. Try it today at www.truckpartscross.com.
Now, you've been listening to the Heavy Duty Parts Report. I'm your host, Jamie Irvin, and we've been talking about Truck Parts Cross. Now I'd like to turn your attention to Truck Parts Lookup. So what is Truck Parts Lookup? Well, Truck Parts Lookup is a tool powered by Diesel Laptops and can be found at truckpartslookup.com. Here's the big idea in 29 words. If you could identify the heavy-duty parts that you're looking for easily and without needing a VIN or engine serial number, you could greatly improve the efficiency of truck repair. Now, as I mentioned before, Tyler Robertson is the CEO and founder of a company called Diesel Laptops, and he founded this company with one underlying principle: to find solutions that improve the efficiency of truck repair. Tyler first started that with diagnostic software and laptops, ergo the name Diesel Laptops. But now he's branched out to diesel technical training, live diesel technicians in a call center helping clients every day, and publishing truck repair information en masse. The origin story of how Truck Parts Lookup got started is pretty straightforward. One of Diesel Laptop's clients asked, is it possible to look up parts without a VIN or engine serial number? That got the wheels turning for Tyler and his team. As those of you in the industry know, the answer has typically been a big fat no. That's not possible. And when you needed a part, you pretty much had three options. You were stuck calling a dealer and giving them the VIN, and they didn't like giving up part numbers. You could call a parts professional and hope that they know what they're talking about, or you could try to find it on your own by using a lot of different resources, everything from Google searches to manufacturers' websites and cross-reference information that they provide for their product alone. And all of this really is time-consuming and is kind of a twofold problem. We'll look at the problem from the perspective of first going to the truck dealership. Now, as I mentioned, when you go to a truck dealership and you give them the VIN, they don't really like to give out part numbers. And typically, dealerships do charge more for the original equipment parts or the captive parts that's not available in the aftermarket. And like I said, they don't always give you the accurate information you need. So even if you do get a partial part number or a part number, there's no guarantee the aftermarket's parts company you use will actually be able to do anything with that information. Conversely, aftermarket parts distributors maybe have one or two knowledgeable parts people on staff at any given store. And when you call them, you just hope you get one of them. But usually those guys or gals are so busy that they're not available, and you end up with a younger parts technician who wants you to provide them with the part number. Trying to find it on your own, well, forget about it. So it's very frustrating because you end up having to call the dealer anyway. You end up not necessarily getting the right part the first time, and you're not even sure if you're paying the right amount for it. All you really need at the end of the day is one part to get your truck back on the road, but you might have spent an hour on the phone. If you have to drive down to a parts store, maybe you lost 2 hours of your day, all for one part. It's frustrating. And it's this problem that the parts professionals and software engineers at Truck Parts Lookup set out to solve. And today, it can be said, yes, it is possible to look up parts without a VIN or engine serial number. But there's a reason that that solution hasn't been developed until now. It is a complex and expensive process that takes time. The Truck Parts Lookup team has been hard at work, and Diesel Laptops has invested heavily in solving this problem because of the overarching mission to find solutions that improve the efficiency of truck repair. Truckpartslookup.com has been launched as a public beta site, which means it's free for right now. It's really there to demonstrate to the world that it is possible. And to that point, you can go on there right now and you can find engines and transmissions, suspensions, a few complete trucks are on there, and there's a wide range of different categories of components from forward lighting to sensors and battery cables. Not only that, but they've integrated Truck Parts Cross right into the platform on Truck Parts Lookup as well. So this allows you to find a part without a VIN, and then it allows you to instantly cross-reference it to various OEM and aftermarket part numbers. This is really just the start of the evolution and development of a set of tools that Diesel Laptops plans on making available to the parts world. And that's something that really has my attention and makes me very excited to be a part of it. Now, with this gigantic leap forward, they've opened the door to fully integrate more of the Diesel Laptop tools that they've already developed. So you can expect over the next few months tighter integration of truck parts with their wiring diagrams, labor time guide, diagnostic fault codes, and much more. Diesel Laptops is committed to bringing information to repair facilities and diesel technicians across the globe through websites, desktop applications, and mobile applications, and that's why I actively promote these tools. Now, is Truck Parts Lookup free as well? Well, I've already mentioned that it's in open beta and that's free, but unlike Truck Parts Cross, it won't remain free forever. In a recent blog article published on truckpartslookup.com, it says, and I quote, "With all of that said, do not expect truckpartslookup.com to remain free forever. We fully intend to move this site to a paid platform. This process could take months or it could take years. We don't know. As users, we value your opinion. We want to make this a better platform, and we are committed to releasing additional databases every single month. We will be posting monthly updates on the blog, but more importantly, we want your feedback. We kindly ask you take several minutes to give your opinion, and we appreciate your blatant honesty. Thank you for your time, and thank you for your support." End quote. So you can see that this tool is still in the development stage, and Tyler is looking for feedback and support to bring this tool to its full potential. And while that process goes on over the next few months or even years, the actual app will remain free for that time period. Now, what impact is this going to have on the heavy duty truck parts industry? Well, I personally think that the combination of Truck Parts Cross and Truck Parts Lookup are going to disrupt the heavy duty parts industry. And once these tools have been completed, the power is going to shift out of the hands of the dealers and the aftermarket distributors and into the hands of the end users. This is not a bad thing for dealers and for heavy duty aftermarket parts stores. It's a good thing for them, and it's a good thing for the end user, and I'll explain why. I think it's fundamentally good for the industry because I think it's going to motivate some very late adopters of technology within our industry to deliver a new standard in the customer buying experience. It's going to take load off of already overworked parts counters. It's going to empower technicians to be more efficient and to repair vehicles quicker. That's going to put more money in the bottom line for everybody involved. That's why I negotiated a deal with Tyler and Diesel Laptops, because I just had to be part of this industry-changing technology.
If you've ever worked on repairing commercial trucks, you know what a pain it is to find and source truck parts. The trucking industry operates the same way it did 50 years ago. You either drive to a parts retailer or you make a bunch of phone calls. In either case, it's a long, inefficient process that takes too much time. That process changes today with Truck Parts Lookup. Using our platform, you're able to look up your own truck parts with exploded parts views to make sure you're getting the right part. You don't even need a VIN or serial number. Our platform leverages our existing Truck Parts Cross technology to allow you to instantly cross-reference parts to find aftermarket alternatives. Start saving time when it comes to finding the truck parts you need. Visit www.truckpartslookup.com to learn more.
You've been listening to the Heavy Duty Parts Report. I'm your host, Jamie Irvin. To learn more, go to truckpartscross.com and truckpartslookup.com. And next week, I'm going to introduce you to Truck Parts Premium. This is a subscription-based set of advanced tools that are powered by the same technology found in Truck Parts Cross and Truck Parts Lookup.
Have you subscribed to the podcast yet? Go to heavydutypartsreport.com today to subscribe to the podcast, and don't forget to give us a 5-star rating and review on the podcast player of your choice. I'd like to remind everyone to focus on cost per mile over purchase price, and let's keep those trucks and trailers rolling.